A Harvard astrophysicist believes there's a strong likelihood this is a craft of alien origin.
Imagine this. A massive, 7-mile wide object is heading straight for us, silently passing through our solar system. It's unlike anything we've ever seen before. No tail, no gas, no dust, just a mysterious rock, moving with a purpose that defies all logic. Its path is too precise, its composition too ancient, and when experts turned to AI for answers, they uncovered something truly terrifying. This object might not be a natural space rock at all. What if it's something else entirely, something designed?
It exhibited a push away from the sun by some mysterious force because there was no evaporation, no cometary tail around it, no dust, no gas. So the question was, what is pushing?
This object, now known as 3I Atlas, doesn't behave like the comets or asteroids we are familiar with. Usually when we observe these objects, we can spot some obvious signs of their presence. A comet, for example, will often have a visible tail streaming dust and gas as it gets closer to the sun. But the 3I Atlas is different. There's no visible tail, no gas or dust trails behind it, and more notably, no signs of evaporation. It is not responding to the sun's heat the way we expect, and this brings us to the question, what's pushing it? Typically, when a comet moves through our solar system, it will heat up as it gets close to the sun, causing some of its ice to turn into gas, forming a visible tail. However, this object appears to be unaffected by the sun's warmth in the usual way. This leads to the intriguing possibility that it's being influenced by some mysterious force, something that we're not yet able to fully explain. The oddities surrounding this object first caught the attention of astronomers when it was discovered in Hawaii. It was not a typical discovery. What stood out immediately was its trajectory. The path 3I Atlas was following appeared to be unusually aligned with Earth's orbit. When scientists began to calculate the probability of such an alignment occurring naturally, they were shocked to find that it was almost impossible. The chance of an object from interstellar space aligning in such a way with our planet's orbit was a mere 0.2%. The odds seemed too low for it to be a coincidence. And then things got even stranger. As astronomers continued to track the object, they noticed something even more unusual. 3I Atlas seemed to be deliberately avoiding Earth's telescopes. Despite its close approach to the sun, when the object passed by, it did so in a way that made it difficult to spot with our best instruments. It appeared to be taking a path that was intentionally evading detection. This isn't a typical feature of space objects, and it's something that only deepens the mystery surrounding 3I Atlas. It's easy to imagine that we as a species have always looked to the sky, searching for signals from the cosmos. For decades, scientists have been listening for radio waves, looking for signs of extraterrestrial life or communication. But 3I Atlas presents us with an entirely different scenario. Instead of receiving a message in the form of radio signals or any other kind of traditional communication, we might be witnessing an object, an actual chunk of rock and ice sailing through our solar system, almost as if it's been sent with some purpose. The real question is, what purpose? As 3I Atlas continues on its journey, more and more data about its trajectory, composition, and behavior is being analyzed. NASA in particular has partnered with experts at Google to leverage artificial intelligence to understand the object's unusual path. The results have been chilling. This object, which is moving with such calculated precision, seems to be deliberately following a trajectory that could be interpreted as a kind of guided tour through our solar system. The strange movements of 3I Atlas are not the only points of concern. When we look at its size, things only get more curious. This interstellar visitor is massive compared to others that have come before it. The most famous interstellar object we've encountered before, Oumuamua, was a fraction of the size of the 3I Atlas. Oumuamua was around 0.2 miles long, which, when you think about it, was already considered large for a space object. In comparison, 3I Atlas is a whopping 7 miles wide, making it an absolute giant. Its sheer size, combined with its odd trajectory, raises questions that go beyond simple astronomical curiosity. Even though this object is moving at an incredible speed, around 130,000 miles per hour, its size and speed make it a perfect candidate for an extraordinary event. The sun's gravity is not strong enough to capture it, meaning 3I Atlas isn't here to stay. It's just passing through, like a traveler on a cosmic road trip, moving faster than anything we've seen before. Yet this rapid speed isn't the most baffling aspect of its behavior. When NASA used their infrared telescope facility to get a closer look at 3I Atlas, they uncovered something truly astonishing. The object was found to be teeming with water, ice, and organic compounds. But not just any water. This water was chemically pristine. Models suggest that this water could have frozen onto 3I Atlas billions of years ago, long before Earth even came into existence. To think that this object might hold a piece of another solar system's history, a fossil from a time before the birth of our own planet, is truly remarkable. So, with all these unusual characteristics in mind, what are we to make of this object? It's not just a random rock. It seems to have purpose, precision, and mystery built into its very existence. As scientists continue to study its composition, its trajectory, and the strange path it has taken, they are confronted with questions that might not have straightforward answers. The more data we gather, the more we realize that this is not a simple astronomical event. Instead, it could be something far more profound, something we are only beginning to understand. The peculiarities of 3I Atlas are not just a matter of scientific intrigue, they have deep implications for how we understand space and the objects that move through it. The idea that a 7-meter-wide rock could carry with it some of the building blocks of life, could have traveled across the vast expanse of space, and could now be passing through our solar system, all while following a path that seems to be too perfectly aligned to be random, challenges everything we thought we knew about our place in the cosmos. As this object moves closer and its story unfolds, the real question may not just be about its origins or its strange movements. The question could very well be, are we looking at something more than just a passing cosmic traveler? Could it be that 3I Atlas is sending us a message of its own, one that we have yet to decode? Only time and more research will tell. The discovery of 3I Atlas marks a pivotal moment in our understanding of objects from outside our solar system. This particular object stands out for many reasons, but none more so than the way it was initially spotted. As we look back at its discovery, it's easy to see why astronomers were immediately intrigued by it. What seemed like a typical observation from a telescope turned into something far more perplexing. The object was spotted by astronomers at a telescope in Hawaii, but what made this discovery extraordinary was the oddities surrounding the object itself. Unlike other interstellar objects that had passed through our solar system in the past, 3I Atlas defied expectations at almost every turn. When astronomers first caught sight of this object, it was traveling from interstellar space, heading straight towards our solar system. But the path it was taking wasn't like anything they had seen before. Objects that come from outside our solar system typically follow paths that are random, influenced by gravity and the natural forces of space. However, the 3I Atlas was different. As its trajectory was plotted, scientists quickly noticed that its path was unnervingly aligned with Earth's orbit in a way that seemed nearly impossible. The chance of such an alignment occurring naturally was estimated at just 0.2%. This made it clear that something about this object was different from the others that had been observed. And this isn't just a matter of chance. When an object is on a path that has such an unlikely alignment, it opens up the possibility of deliberate influence. The fact that this object's trajectory seemed so carefully aligned with Earth's orbit raised an intriguing question. Could this be a coincidence, or was there something more to it? The odds seemed so stacked against it that it made many scientists wonder if this was all part of a bigger, more deliberate plan. In space, such events are incredibly rare, and the rarity of this particular alignment meant that astronomers had to start considering other, more unsettling possibilities. The more the scientists studied the 3I Atlas, the more anomalies they uncovered. They noticed that as the object was passing through our solar system, it was following a path that seemed to avoid detection. The object was deliberately evading Earth's most advanced telescopes, and this behavior was incredibly odd. Objects in space don't usually act in such a way. A simple misalignment or a random path can easily put an object out of sight. But 3I Atlas appeared to be avoiding the telescopes deliberately. This wasn't something that could be written off as a mistake or a fluke. There was intention behind this movement, and it wasn't until after further study that the significance of this fact started to emerge. For decades, scientists have been searching the cosmos for signals from alien civilizations, hoping to receive some kind of communication, whether it's a radio signal or some other form of message. But it's safe to say that no one expected a message to come in the form of a rock. a 7-meter-wide chunk of rock and ice moving through space with a trajectory that seemed to defy logic. Instead of radio waves, 3I Atlas delivered a far more perplexing and subtle message, one that left scientists scrambling for explanations. As the object continued on its path toward the sun, astronomers took an even closer look, and the more they observed, the more unusual things became. 3I Atlas wasn't just a simple space rock. It had characteristics that suggested it might not be an ordinary comet or asteroid. A team from NASA, using the Infrared Telescope facility, captured some of the first detailed images of the object. These images revealed that the object wasn't just made of rock. It was teeming with water, ice, carbon minerals, and silicates. This was far from a typical object you'd find in space, but it wasn't just the composition that caught the attention of scientists. It was the age of the water found on the object. The water on 3I Atlas was pristine, meaning it hadn't been altered or contaminated by any other forces. Scientists were stunned when they realized that this water could have frozen onto the object as far back as 7 billion years ago, long before Earth even came into existence. This raised an important point. The object wasn't just a random visitor from another solar system. It was, in essence, a piece of a time long before our solar system formed. A piece of another solar system's history was now passing through ours, offering us a glimpse into the distant past. This made 3I Atlas a kind of cosmic fossil, a relic from a time before the formation of our own planet. Yet, while the composition of the object was fascinating, it wasn't the main reason scientists were so captivated by it. What really had them on edge was the path 3I Atlas was taking. The trajectory it followed seemed to defy all natural laws. As mentioned earlier, its alignment with Earth's orbit had a probability of less than 0.2%. This alone was enough to spark intrigue, but things became even more complicated when scientists began to plot its course through the solar system. 3I Atlas wasn't just passing through randomly, it was making extremely close passes by several of the planets in our solar system, including Mars and Jupiter. On October 3, 2025, it was expected to fly a mere 18 million miles from Mars. A few months later, in March 2026, it would pass within 33 million miles of Jupiter's clouds. The chances of all these alignments occurring naturally were astronomically low. As the calculations were being made, something didn't add up. The path was simply too precise, too unusual. Could this really be a coincidence? Were these perfectly timed flybys the result of random chance, or was there some deeper, more calculated design behind them? NASA wasn't willing to take any chances. To further investigate, they turned to Google's artificial intelligence system to run simulations and find an explanation for the object's bizarre trajectory. What they found was even more unsettling. The AI confirmed that the chances of such a trajectory occurring naturally were even lower than they had originally thought. In fact, the odds were less than 1 in 20,000 for an interstellar object to follow a path so carefully mapped out through the inner planets of our solar system. The AI didn't just analyze numbers, it flagged something that sent chills down the spines of the scientists involved in the study. The flight path of 3I Atlas didn't just look random, it looked designed. This opened up a whole new line of thought. Could it be possible that this object was not just a natural phenomenon, but something else entirely? Something that had been purposefully sent to study our solar system? Was 3I Atlas an object on a mission? The AI results made it clear. This wasn't just another space rock. It was an enigma. To make things even more unnerving, the object was scheduled to make its closest approach to the Sun on October 29, 2025. However, Earth will be on the opposite side of the Sun at that time, hidden by its glare, making it nearly impossible for our telescopes to get a clear look at the object. Was this just a coincidence, or was it possible that this object was deliberately avoiding detection during its closest pass to our star? These unsettling findings led scientists to ponder a much larger question. Could 3I Atlas really be the work of some advanced civilization sending a message to us in a form we never expected? Or was it simply another strange and rare cosmic occurrence? The more data that came in, the more it seemed that 3I Atlas was part of something bigger. And as its story continues to unfold, the implications for our understanding of space and the possibility of extraterrestrial life grow ever more profound. The analysis of 3I Atlas has raised more questions than answers. Its strange behavior has sparked both curiosity and unease within the scientific community. especially after the AI-driven analysis provided by NASA and Google. The data gathered about 3I Atlas has forced scientists to reconsider everything they thought they knew about interstellar objects and their behavior. While most objects passing through our solar system are typically fleeting and unremarkable, 3I Atlas has proven to be anything but ordinary. One of the first things that scientists found striking about the 3I Atlas was its sheer size. When compared to other interstellar visitors, it was a giant. The previous object that made headlines was Oumuamua, a much smaller object measuring only about 0.2 miles long. It was the first interstellar object to be discovered passing through our solar system. Its odd behavior and unusual shape sparked a great deal of interest and speculation. Then came the second interstellar visitor, Boros, which was larger than Oumuamua, measuring about 0.6 miles in width. While still smaller than 3I Atlas, it was significant in its own right. But 3I Atlas dwarfed both of these objects, measuring an incredible 7 miles wide. This size alone sets 3I Atlas apart from anything scientists have encountered before. And what's even more remarkable is the fact that it is speeding through our solar system at an astonishing 130,000 miles per hour. This speed is far too great for our sun's gravity to capture the object, meaning it is not bound to our solar system like a comet might be. Instead, 3I Atlas is simply passing through on a sort of cosmic road trip, much like a tourist making its way across the solar system. But despite its brief visit, the data it is providing is invaluable, offering scientists an unprecedented glimpse into an object from beyond our solar system. Using NASA's Infrared Telescope facility, astronomers have been able to get their first detailed look at 3I Atlas. The images they captured revealed that the object is teeming with water, ice, carbon-rich minerals, and silicates. The presence of these materials is not unexpected. Many objects in space contain similar components. However, what makes 3I Atlas unique is the fact that the water on the object is chemically pristine. Scientists believe that this water could have frozen onto the object as far back as 7 billion years ago, long before Earth even existed. This raises the exciting possibility that 3I Atlas is a fossil from another solar system, a remnant of a time long before our own planet was even formed. It's a fragment of history, a piece of a cosmic past that has traveled across the vastness of space to reach us. But while the composition of 3I Atlas is fascinating, it is the object's trajectory that has truly captivated scientists. The path that 3I Atlas is following through the solar system is nothing short of bizarre. It is perfectly aligned with the orbit of Earth around the Sun, a highly unlikely alignment with a probability of less than 0.2%. This is an incredibly rare occurrence in the cosmos. The odds of such an alignment happening naturally are so low that it immediately raises the possibility that something more than chance is at play. Could it be that the 3I Atlas was deliberately placed on this path? Was it intentionally guided toward our solar system? And if so, for what purpose? As scientists worked to plot its course, they found something even more puzzling. The trajectory of 3I Atlas suggested that it would make close passes by several planets, including Mars and Jupiter. On October 3, 2025, the object will fly just 18 million miles from Mars, and on March 16, 2026, it will pass just 33 million miles from Jupiter's clouds. The chances of all these alignments happening naturally are astronomically low. It was as though 3I Atlas was following a path designed to give it the closest possible encounters with multiple planets in our solar system. This was no random path. It was a trajectory that suggested intent. To further investigate these oddities, NASA decided to tap into the power of artificial intelligence. They fed terabytes of tracking data from 3I Atlas into one of Google's most advanced AI systems, hoping that the machine could help explain the object's unusual trajectory. The AI ran millions of simulations searching for a natural explanation for the object's path. But the results were even more unsettling than scientists had anticipated. The AI concluded that the chances of an object following such a precise trajectory through the inner solar system were even lower than initially thought. The odds were less than 1 in 20,000 for a natural object to have a path so carefully mapped out. The AI's conclusion was clear. This wasn't just a random space rock. It was an object moving through the solar system with an intention that we are not yet able to fully comprehend. What was most shocking about the AI's analysis was that it flagged a pattern in the trajectory of 3I Atlas that seemed to suggest it was deliberately avoiding detection. As the object approaches its closest point to the Sun on October 29, 2025, it will be hidden by the Sun's glare. Earth will be on the opposite side of the Sun at that time, preventing our best telescopes from getting a clear view of the object. This may seem like a coincidence, but in light of everything else that has been observed about 3I Atlas, it raises serious questions. Could this be a deliberate maneuver to shield the object from our observation? If so, why? As the data continued to pour in, the scientific community began to realize that they were facing something far more extraordinary than anyone had expected. The more they studied 3I Atlas, the more it seemed that this was not just an ordinary interstellar object. It was behaving in ways that defied our understanding of space objects and their natural paths. Its size, speed, trajectory, and composition were all pointing to something far more complex than a simple cosmic visitor. But what was it? And why had it come to our solar system? Theories began to emerge, some more far-fetched than others. One of the most intriguing theories came from a Harvard astrophysicist, Avi Loeb, who had previously proposed that Oumuamua, the first interstellar object to be discovered, might have been an alien spacecraft. Loeb suggested that 3I Atlas could be following a similar path. If 3I Atlas was not a natural object, could it be a deliberate probe, sent by some unknown intelligence to explore our solar system? If so, its trajectory and its ability to avoid detection could be part of a much larger plan. The idea that 3I Atlas could be something more than just a rock from another solar system is a possibility that many are still reluctant to entertain. But the more data that comes in, the more plausible it seems. If this object was intentionally sent to our solar system, it raises all sorts of new questions. What does it mean if we're not just encountering a random piece of space debris, but something that could have been deliberately placed here? And what are we meant to learn from it? These questions will likely remain unanswered for the time being, as the mystery of 3I Atlas continues to unfold. As the story of 3I Atlas unfolds, we are left with an unsettling series of questions. What is it? Why is it here? And perhaps most crucially, is it truly just another interstellar object, or is it something much more significant? The trajectory of 3I Atlas has baffled scientists and raised concerns in ways no other object from outside our solar system ever has. With its strange path, mysterious nature, and seemingly deliberate avoidance of detection, 3I Atlas is forcing us to rethink everything we know about the cosmos. In the previous parts of this investigation, we've learned about the object's bizarre trajectory and the artificial intelligence analysis that confirmed the improbability of its path. The odds that 3I Atlas would follow a path that takes it so close to several planets in our solar system are astronomically low, and the fact that it appears to be avoiding detection at key moments adds another layer of intrigue. The questions that arise from this are difficult to ignore. Could this object be acting with purpose? Could it be a probe sent from another intelligent civilization, carefully observing our solar system without revealing its true nature? For many, the thought of extraterrestrial life or technology remains something of a distant possibility. It's easy to dismiss such theories as science fiction, but the data surrounding 3I Atlas has made even the most skeptical scientists reconsider their assumptions. One name that repeatedly comes up in discussions about mysterious space objects is Avi Loeb, a professor of astrophysics from Harvard University. Loeb gained attention years ago when he suggested that Oumuamua, the first interstellar object discovered, might have been an alien spacecraft rather than a natural rock. Now, with the arrival of 3I Atlas, Loeb's theories are being revisited, and this time his claims seem even more plausible. Loeb's work on Oumuamua was groundbreaking. He suggested that the object's strange acceleration, which could not be explained by conventional physics, pointed to the possibility that it wasn't just a piece of space rock. Instead, Loeb proposed that it could be a solar sail, a form of technology designed to harness radiation pressure from stars to propel an object through space. This theory was controversial, but it also opened up the possibility that extraterrestrial civilizations could be sending probes through our solar system, observing us without revealing themselves. Now, with 3I Atlas, Loeb is revisiting his theory, suggesting that the object could be another example of alien technology in disguise. The idea that 3I Atlas could be some sort of probe raises many unsettling possibilities. If this object is indeed a form of technology, it might not be as simple as a harmless space rock passing through our solar system. Lowe's theories have often focused on the concept of the dark forest hypothesis, a chilling idea in cosmology that suggests advanced civilizations hide their existence from one another out of fear. In this view, every civilization is like a hunter in a dark forest, and the first rule is to never reveal your position. Doing so could attract the attention of a more predatory civilization, one that could wipe you out. According to Lowe, if 3I Atlas is an alien probe, it may have been deliberately designed to remain undetected, quietly observing our solar system and gathering data without revealing its true nature. The idea that 3I Atlas could be an alien probe is further supported by its behavior. The object's trajectory, which seems to pass by planets in our solar system with an almost calculated precision, suggests that it is not just tumbling through space randomly. It could be following a carefully designed route aimed at gathering information from multiple worlds in a single pass. The fact that 3I Atlas will be hidden from Earth's view at its closest point to the Sun adds another layer of suspicion. If this object is indeed a probe, it may have been designed to avoid detection at critical moments, shielding itself from our telescopes and making it difficult for us to study it in detail. But even if we accept that 3I Atlas could be a form of alien technology, there are still many questions to answer. How long has it been traveling through space? Where did it come from, and why is it only now arriving in our solar system? These questions lead to more troubling implications. According to Lowe's calculations, 3I Atlas would have first entered the outer edges of our solar system about 8,000 years ago. This timing is striking because it coincides almost perfectly with the dawn of human civilization on Earth. 8,000 years ago marks the period when humans began to develop writing and started recording their history. Was the arrival of 3I Atlas timed to coincide with this moment in our development? Was it waiting until we were advanced enough to leave a record of its visit? The timing is uncanny, and it raises the possibility that 3I Atlas has been watching us for much longer than we realize. The idea that 3I Atlas is an alien probe is not the only theory on the table, of course. Many scientists continue to believe that it is simply a natural object, albeit one with an incredibly strange trajectory. Some have suggested that 3I Atlas could be a type of comet, similar to other interstellar visitors we've observed. However, this theory has its own issues. While 3I Atlas does exhibit some of the characteristics of a comet, such as the presence of water and ice, it does not display the typical features we would expect from a comet, such as a visible tail or a dust coma. Its path through the solar system is also far too precise to be explained by random forces. Some experts have pointed to the possibility that 3I Atlas could be a remnant from the early stages of our solar system. Perhaps it is a piece of a planetesimal that was left over from the formation of the solar system, ejected into interstellar space and now returning after billions of years. While this idea is intriguing, it still doesn't explain the object's strange trajectory or its ability to avoid detection. If it is indeed a natural object, then it represents one of the most unusual and rare occurrences in our history of space exploration. As the data continues to pour in, we are left with a growing sense of uncertainty. Is 3I Atlas just another odd space rock, or is it something more? Could it be an alien probe sent to observe us? Or is it simply a piece of natural debris passing through our solar system by chance? The mystery deepens with every new discovery, and the implications of this object's presence in our solar system are impossible to ignore. One thing is certain, the arrival of 3I Atlas has changed the way we think about space exploration and the possibility of extraterrestrial life. Whether it is a comet, an alien probe, or something else entirely, 3I Atlas has forced us to confront the limits of our knowledge and the possibility that we are not alone in the universe. As we continue to study this object and its behavior, we can only wonder what other surprises the cosmos has in store for us. The story of 3I Atlas is far from over, and its full significance is yet to be revealed.